One of the rare positive aspects of getting to watch Netflix films in theaters is that it's forcing me to go to these smaller, more independent theaters in the Dallas area, which is a couple hours away from where I live. And I got to visit the theater where I met Tommy Wiseau. So that's pretty cool. Jay Kelly is the latest film from Noah Baumbach. It is his fourth collaboration with Netflix. And I've only seen a handful of Noah Baumbach films. I've seen Marriage Story, I've seen the Meyerowitz Stories, New and Selected, and I've seen Frances Ha. And I am a big fan of all three of those films, but I haven't watched all of his films, so I don't have this greater grand view of his career going into this film. And obviously, I was excited about this film, being a fan of Noah Baumbach, but because of some of the middling reviews coming out of film festivals for Jay Kelly specifically, I got really nervous and I was concerned that, maybe something wasn't connecting here. Maybe this film wouldn't be up to par with the rest of his films. So why the freak did we ever doubt Noah Baumbach? This film exceeded every one of my expectations and it absolutely wrecked me in the best way. So if I'm going to talk about Jay Kelly, the whole conversation kind of begins and ends with George Clooney, who plays Jay Kelly in this film. He is Jay Kelly. Like, there's a layer of meta to this performance that you can't deny when you watch this. And that meta quality to this performance is kind of what makes this performance so watchable, so enjoyable. It made me forget a lot of the times that I was even watching a performance, because I truly thought a lot of the times I'm just watching George Clooney in his normal life right now. He is absolutely phenomenal in this role. There's a deeper layer to his character than I expected that I would get from the trailers or from the reviews. I really thought this was just going to be George Clooney kind of phoning it in, giving this pretty simple performance, but he really does a lot here. And a big reason why that works is because the character of Jay Kelly is fascinating from start to finish. The film never really gives you a reason to root for the guy. Even in his most likable moments and his most charming moments, you're still at the end of the day like, I don't know if I want this guy to find peace. He's kind of a jerk. I mean, he's left one daughter estranged. The other daughter would rather explore Europe with her friends after her senior year of high school rather than spending the summer with him. And as you start to uncover people like his manager and his publicist and their relationship with Jay Kelly, it's hard to root for the guy, because you see how these people's lives are affected, how the sacrifices these people have to make for the sake of Jay, and you don't really want to root for him. But where the film really makes the character of Jay Kelly interesting is these self-reflective moments that he has. He watches back on these key moments throughout his life, and you get to watch it with the benefit of hindsight, because you have this present day Jay Kelly kind of standing there invisible in the room, and you're kind of watching it through his lens. You're objectively watching this situation separate from the character, or at least looking back on his life, and you're starting to see the gears turning. You're starting to see that, oh, I handled this situation poorly, or this really did ruin this person's life. And so instead of connecting with the character on a deeper and more personal level, the film offers us this more objective view of the character and allows us to experience these themes of regret and persona and identity along with Jay Kelly. One of the primary ways we get to see Jay Kelly's character throughout this film is through the lens of Adam Sandler's character, who plays Jay Kelly's manager. And as his character develops over time, we understand a little bit of his history and his relationship with Jay. We start to understand the impact that Jay has on this character's lives, and we can assume that that same impact applies to the other people around him. And by the way, Adam Sandler is phenomenal in this role. He especially has two really, really key scenes that are just fantastic. It really brings you into his character and allows you to feel for his character. And because of this more objective look at the character of Jay Kelly, like I said, it allows you as the audience member, as the viewer, to connect with these themes a little bit more. Instead of just saying, man, look how this guy ruined his life, it forces you to ask those same questions of yourself. It asks you to be a little bit self-reflective as well. In what ways do we identify with Jay Kelly, right? It is kind of a commentary on celebrity culture and the ways that celebrity culture is very materialistic and self-centered, but it kind of asks us to do the same thing. Am I being self-centered? Am I being materialistic? What is life really about? And what does it mean to be myself at all times? Like, is my identity set on the things that I do for others? Is it set on how other people view me? Is it set on the impact I have on others? Or is it the decisions I make? What defines my identity? What does it mean to actually be myself? And I think those are themes that all of us can identify with on some level, especially in the world of social media, where everything feels like a performance. What does it actually mean to be yourself? And I think that's something the ending captures really well. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it. I want all of you to watch it, but on the emotional level, it absolutely wrecked me. I am not ashamed to say that I was crying by the end of this film. And like I was saying, I think the beauty of this film is that it doesn't just apply to celebrities and actors. It's something that we can all identify with on some level. As we live our lives, we see and we understand the impact that our choices make. And with the benefit of hindsight, we come to regret certain decisions that we make, whether it's a big decision or a small decision, and we see this domino effect of how our choices have consequences. If we make this choice, right, how does that make the people around me perceive me, right? And do I set my identity on that? Is that something that can be reversed? Is that something that can be remedied? These are questions that the film asks in a really, really personal way, and I really resonated with those themes. Noah Baumbach perfectly captures the regret that we all have to come to terms with, and through the eyes of Jay Kelly, allows us to dig a little deeper into our own lives and the decisions that we make. And like I said, Jay Kelly just absolutely exceeded all of my expectations. It's a film that I really, really resonated with, left me crying in the theater when I watched it. So highly recommend this film. Please go check it out when you get the chance. But let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Share your thoughts on Jay Kelly. It's hitting Netflix this Friday from the time that I'm recording this. So if you've watched it, let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'd love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you all in the next one.